The caller ID showed the demolition foreman. I stepped into the vestibule before answering, the heavy oak doors muffling the choir. His voice came through low and urgent. "Mrs. Navarro, you should come down to the old office. Right now. And bring your girls. This is something they need to witness." I didn't ask for details. Certain secrets don't announce themselves, they simply wait until you're forced to listen. 12 months before, I'd stood at Daniel's graveside dry-eyed while relatives murmured about my remarkable poise. They saw fortitude. I was practicing containment. When the foundation of your life turns to quicksand, you learn to freeze in place so you don't sink faster. We had been college sweethearts. He carried the scent of graphite and possibility, his briefcase always organized, his word always good. Daniel swore our accounting firm would be different, transparent books, honest clients, no hidden ledgers. I built my trust around that vow the way others build around rings. The fractures showed up in whispers. Client statements that didn't match the deposits. A second phone he kept in the glove compartment. Meetings that stretched past midnight with no explanation. I never shouted. I simply noted. Pain had already schooled me in silent observation. Discovery arrived sideways, the way betrayal often does. A stray notification on my tablet, an unfamiliar spreadsheet attached to an email meant for someone else. Duplicate records. Phantom transfers. My husband's e-signature approving withdrawals from the Parish Restoration Fund, from trust accounts belonging to widows we'd both known for decades, from the youth center he'd helped fundraise for. The mastermind standing beside him in every scheme? His lifelong friend. The best man at our wedding, the man who'd carried our youngest daughter down the aisle at her kindergarten graduation, the one who'd wept hardest at the funeral and called Daniel the most honorable man I ever knew. Daniel wasn't fleeing sickness the evening he died. He was fleeing toward justice, carrying a secure drive packed with every incriminating file, every confession, every step he planned to take to the prosecutor's office. He never reached the meeting. Cardiac event, they ruled. I suspected convenience. I didn't confront. I didn't collapse. I hired an independent auditor posing as an estate liquidator. I allowed Victor to hover, offering comfort, suggesting he manage the practice sale for the sake of continuity. I smiled when he patted my shoulder. I waited. The call came the morning we were scheduled to sign the listing agreement. During the gutting of the old suite, workers discovered a reinforced cavity behind what had been the copy room wall. A locked steel box. Inside, mirrored financials, password-protected backups, sworn declarations, and one sheet of Daniel's personal stationery and his careful, slanted script. Asterisk: if this box is opened, I didn't get the chance to finish. Tell Sophia and Lucia I was trying to fix what I broke. Tell them I love them more than I feared shame. Everything here can make it right. Please use it. Asterisk. I read the words to my daughters in the gutted office, plaster dust drifting like slow snow. They were 12 now, old enough to grasp deception, still young enough to feel it carve new hollows inside. They held my hands and listened without flinching. They had my restraint. I phoned Victor that afternoon. "I'm prepared to move forward with the transfer," I told him. "Could you meet me at the building? I'd value your perspective one more time." He arrived brisk and certain, still wearing the cufflinks Daniel had given him years ago. I didn't raise my tone. I simply set the ledger stack on the sawhorse table, then the drive, then the single page of Daniel's final words. His composure fractured in slow motion. Disbelief, deflection, desperation. He tried excuses, then pleas, then anger. I let him run through the entire cycle. "The diocese has duplicates," I said evenly. "The Attorney General's office, the State Board, the FBI's Financial Crimes Unit. The contractors documented the discovery. My daughters know. Your goddaughters know the full truth about their Uncle Victor." His voice dropped to a raw whisper. "Elena, you could still walk away. For the girls." I looked at him for the last time. I walked nowhere. Daniel began this reckoning. I'm only closing the circle. The aftermath unfolded like surgery, precise, necessary, final. Victor's credentials were stripped within weeks. The partnership dissolved. Every diverted dollar was restored with penalties. The parish re-established its programs under Daniel's name, not as a martyr, but as a flawed man who chose redemption over silence. I sold the property. The money seeded trust funds for the girls and covered restitution for those who'd been hurt. We relocated to a modest townhouse with a small garden. My daughters smile freely now. They talk about their father without shadows in their eyes. Answer their questions with the whole story. I still worship in the same sanctuary. Same row, same worn cushion. The choir still lifts the rafters. The bells still toll at noon. Vengeance seldom arrives with trumpets. More often it comes through a quiet phone call just as you believe the chapter is closed, reminding you that the departed don't always rest in silence. Sometimes they leave one final message, one hidden vault, one last opportunity to rewrite the ending. And when that moment arrives, you answer. You step forward. Then you keep going, hands ungloved, daughters beside you, heart no longer locked but quietly, fiercely open.